Hello my friends! Kings Island's Halloween haunt is a spooky good time, but it is well known that the park is actually haunted. For real. Let's explore the origins of these ghosts that people have claimed to see at the park. But here is a warning. This video is not for the faint of heart. You might not want to watch it alone. In 1971, when the park was being built, construction crews discovered a small, forgotten cemetery on park property. Known as Dog Street Cemetery, it sat unattended and overgrown. No one took care of the abandoned cemetery since 1890. You can see this main uncovered cemetery near the main parking lot entrance on your right before you get to the toll booths. Out of the nearly 70 graves in the cemetery, only about 50 gravestones still stand today. One of these graves is for Missouri Jane Galliner, who died in 1846 at the age of 5 years old. She is believed to have drowned at a lake on the property. She may have lived at or near a structure that can be seen on the park's railroad called Fort Courtney. This structure has existed at the park since before Kings Island was built. Missouri Jane's ghost, also known as Tram Girl, has been seen in many areas of the park, but mostly in the park's parking lot. She got her nickname Tram Girl from when the park had trams in the parking lot that picked up guests and took them to and from their cars. Tram drivers told of a little girl in a 19th century blue dress jumping out in front of the tram, causing them to stop suddenly. She then vanished into thin air. Many witnesses, including some of the park's security guards, describe her to be a non-threatening, playful ghost. Psychics say that she is sad because she's not able to have fun in the park like the living children who visit. But Missouri Jane is not the only ghost child at the park. Racer Boy is a ghost dressed in all white, whose spirit is attached to the Racer roller coaster. He usually appears near sunset. Some guests who have seen him have alerted employees that they have seen a small boy wandering alone in the coaster's restricted areas, or inside the tunnel at the end of the ride. He is also seen climbing the coaster's structure. He is thought to be the ghost of a young boy who was found dead on a defunct roller coaster called Shooting Star at Cincinnati's Coney Island. It is believed that some of the parts of the racer trains came from the old Coney Island coaster, and that is what brought the boy to the park. Another unseen ghost child haunts Whitewater Canyon. Countless employees of the ride have told stories of WallE, an invisible, playful child who throws rocks at the side of the ride's observation towers. The poltergeist usually occurs at night when the ride is nearly ready to close. The only way an employee can reach some of these towers is by walking a narrow, wooded path, so I'm sure the isolation can freak out some of the ride hosts. Some people believe that WallE and Missouri Jane are one and the same, and that the reservoir that the ride uses is the same lake that the little girl drowned in, but it's not known for certain. I'm about to get to the most popular ghost at Kings Island, but first, making these videos is a lot of hard work. If you are enjoying this video, please click the like button and let me know. Also, subscribe if you want to, and please watch the video to the end because you don't want to miss the twist. So the most popular ghost at Kings Island is probably Tower Johnny. In 1983, during a graduation party at the park, inebriated 17-year-old John Harder fell to his death after climbing into a restricted area of the Eiffel Tower. There are claims that he was struck by the elevator's counterweight, and some claim that he may have even been decapitated. After his tragic death, many people say that they have seen the ghost of Tower Johnny falling from the Eiffel Tower. Some also claim that they can hear Tower Johnny moan when they are in the elevator. He is also sometimes blamed when the elevator malfunctions, like when the elevator doors open and close without being prompted by the ride operators. Tower Johnny may also haunt other areas of the park. It was reported that Harder's friends last saw him alive at the Beast roller coaster. In the secluded woods that surround the coaster, glowing red eyes are sometimes seen by riders and employees. A young man, who may be Tower Johnny, is sometimes seen in the tunnels on the ride as well. And when the rides in the park experience a trip sensor for no apparent reason, ride operators and maintenance staff sometimes blame Tower Johnny. They call these occurrences Johnnies. There have been at least 4 deaths at the park that do not have a popular ghost story attached to them, but they still may contribute to the apparent hauntings in the park. Let's take a look at the death of animal ranger John McCann. In 1976, McCann took a Jeep to check on the lions at the long-removed monorail ride, Lion Country Safari. A few hours after he left, and after many attempts to radio McCann, the 20-year-old's bloody body was found dead, surrounded by lions, about 20 feet from the Jeep that he was driving. The report says that after he was found, a lion dragged his lifeless body another 20 feet away from safari rangers who were trying to rescue him. His throat was lacerated and his death was determined to be from asphyxiation due to animal bites. Lyon County Safari was closed for the rest of the day, but reopened the next day. 3 people died in the park in 2 separate freak accidents in June of 1991. This tragic day is known as Black Sunday. 22-year-old Timothy Benning reached into the lake near Viking Fury to playfully splash his friend. He was electrocuted by an underwater aerator pump that was not properly grounded, and because of the jolt, he fell into the water. His friend, Eddie Haithcote Jr., and park security guard Daryl Robinson both jumped in to rescue him, but were also electrocuted. Benning survived, suffering burns on his arm and neck. His friend and the security guard both died. Strangely, about an hour later, 32-year-old Candy Taylor was involved in a deadly accident on a rotating flat ride called Flight Commander. Riders used a joystick to control the ride vehicle up and down and upside down. As the ride went upside down, Taylor slid under her restraints into the empty seat beside her, which had an open restraint. She fell about 60 feet to her death. The coroner's report stated that she had a blood alcohol level of 0.30, which is over 3 times the legal DUI limit in Ohio. The park contributed her death to a design flaw. The next season, the ride was removed. Have you or anyone you know ever experienced any of these ghosts? Do you have a Kings Island ghost story that you'd like to tell? Leave a comment below and let us all know. And now, here's the twist. While these ghost stories can be a lot of fun, in the spirit of the Halloween season, we should also take a moment to pay our respects to the dead. The deceased in these stories were real people. They have friends and family who miss them. Some of their pictures may still be hanging on the walls in their loved ones' homes. Sorry for the buzzkill, but that needed to be said. Thanks for watching.